cannot investigate me. You cannot talk to me at night 24/7 expecting me to respond. As you guys see, I'm getting sick. This is how this was supposed to work. I was supposed to be discredited by now, but the more they talk, the more they're being discredited by their own words and actions. So they said something earlier that, you know, I, I will be, I'm going to end up being sick. I'm going to keep coming on live. You know, the, this is the point. They admit they don't know me. They also admit I'm not part of they use the word coalition. I'm not. I mean, why are we arguing that? You wouldn't do it this way if I were. They got last night, they got upset last night because they said if someone says the wrong thing, I correct them by repeating it. So for example, if someone says instead of the word lamp, damp, I would say, oh, you mean damp or lamp? So that's not strange, but that set them off. They got so upset. So they don't have normal control of their emotions. If they're the police, they would be shooting everyone. They would be having an issue on their jobs. It's not professional. If this is the way they conduct themselves, then there would be an issue. They're not the police. They cannot conduct themselves in a professional way. If I'm on the job, they said I used to say, instead of black don't crack, black doesn't crack. Now there's a right way of saying that. There's only one way of saying that. So they said that's very offensive to white people. If white people heard me say that, they'd be offended. They would not. A lot of times I've gotten those types of compliments from white people. Okay. And I'm 52. We're going to pretend that white people don't say that about black people and say, boy, you guys really, you look so great for your age, or, come on. This is what I'm saying. This isn't a professional thing. They just say, we got you, meaning they understood, I think. Like, that's another thing. I don't know the slang of things, so I have to search the slang. But the whole point is, I would be arguing with the walls instead of the real people that are behind this technology. So this is what this was supposed to be. I'm supposed to be the one starting the drama, but I don't want to because I'm not interested. I just want them to leave me alone. Don't surveil me. Don't yell out anything. Just live your life. So they said, oh, they just knocked. So they said, so we've already established that it's not racist for me to say black doesn't crack. Some people say black don't crack. To me, it depends, and you could say it the way you want. We're not going to regulate, again, freedom of speech. If someone says the wrong thing and I repeat it and say it the right way, that's not offensive to me. It's not offensive to them because the people I interact with would say if something offends them. They don't need these people to get involved and say something. If they never said anything to me, which they haven't, they should not be offended by it. But that shows you what this was supposed to be. It was supposed to be the Stasi. We're going to monitor everything you do. Years later, say, you did this on this. No, it's not even a date. When you were at Saks Fifth Avenue, you offended your friend. My friend and I loved each other. Oh, no, you didn't really love each other. We loved each other. They said, oh, we don't have time for your melodramatics. Then you shouldn't have wasted 10 years and, according to you, 5 decades on it. It doesn't make any sense. The last point I want to make, because I'm going to keep doing these videos, so I'll make a lot of points today, is that they said, oh, you don't know how not to wear out your welcome. Clearly, I haven't worn out my welcome with you folks because you spent all this time on me. You would think the more annoying I am, the less time they would spend. No, they spend the same amount of time because this wasn't about that. It was about covering up the bigger issue. So it's not about if they like me, they don't like me. They needed a way to cover up the crimes. Someone just said it was about stealing my ideas. Well, partially that. But the bigger issue is, how do we cover up a bigger crime? Or by committing a crime that they feel no one will care about. But in a world where I interact with people, do you know how many thousands of people's privacy they invaded by doing this? How many thousands of people didn't know that they said they were always monitoring me? So if they're always monitoring me and I work with the public and I work with thousands of people, how many of their privacy was violated by these folks? And if they're sitting back criticizing everything, twisting and planning and manipulating everything. Oh, you said black doesn't crack. Oh, that's offensive to white people. Oh, every little manipulation they do is meant to cause a psychological breakdown for the victim. It's meant to drive the victims crazy. Okay, so be my head. It would never be what I'm really saying or thinking. So now they got smart and said, well, she's not the same. We wanted to clone her when she was doing customer service and all those other things. That means they lied. And if they had been surveilling me during the time I was doing customer service, they wouldn't have to surveil me in the privacy of my home to clone me. They're liars. So they said something. So the point becomes, what was the real reason for all this surveillance? It was to gaslight me and a lot of other people, to pretend that the little voice in your head is not real, and it's done by criminals who set their targets, meaning targeted individuals, up to seem mentally ill. So it's very common for a lot of us to say, a little voice said, very common, but it's not common if you hear voices. So then once you say, well, I'm hearing of people talking and they're gaslighting everyone to say that this is impossible. And the technology they use to create the voices create symptoms of Havana syndrome in the United States. And we're going to just pretend that it happened overseas. There's the issue. There's the problem. Thank you for watching.